Hello and welcome to the Gamescast, and welcome to FSX, and welcome to a new series. This is Jane Whittaker's Dangerous Approaches. It's an original DLC. I'll tell you more about that as I get into the cockpit and we start flying. This is like the 10th time I tried to do this, because last time I had some really weird, I don't know, it just went really strange. My recording started to freeze on OBS. It was fine for me, but OBS isn't, so I had to change down some settings, so it's now in 720p rather than 1080 and 30 rather than 60 FPS. So hopefully I have fixed the issue I had. Anyway, without any further ado, I'm not going to read this because I can tell you more about that as FSX loads, and we're going to click fly. Oh wow, that was very fast. Okay, we've already loaded. That's wow.
Welcome to our to the challenging airport of Castledar.
So this is the plane we're in. It's put us in the Learjet 45. Oh cool. You can really hear the jets behind it. Pretty much we don't need to
taxi to runway 08 right and take off.
We pretty much don't need to do that much. So the reason being is that if we were to go to our map, I actually changed FSX. If you hear the game pause like that, it just means I'm tabbing out so I can show you what I need to show you relevantly. You'll notice that the map is here, and you can see that we're here now, and we're going to take this leg here. It's about 26-ish nautical miles. I don't actually know precisely, but I believe it is about 25 nautical miles. And then we are flying here ish. Hang on, hopefully I can say and get the right one. Oh my god, here. So yeah, it is Vancouver. No, it's not Vancouver, sorry. It's Castledar, Charlie Yankee Charlie Golf is where we are landing. So if I was to kind of here, you can see it's actually quite wow. This is going to be fun. It's in a really mountainous area. It's going to take an hour and a half, so you're not going to see the whole flight. I'm going to cut it into two parts. So yeah, I'll split it into two parts, and we're gonna start off though by just programming in some relevant stuff. So speed 150 for as our initial speed. In fact, no, 160 I think. And our altitude is going to be 18,000. So transition altitude, it pretty much always is in America, or it is always 18,000 in America. Otherwise there's not that much stuff to do. Without any other further ado, we're going to start pushback. We're going to go into the top down view, which is here. We press shift and P. These amazing effects and stuff are all by Rex. That's what all these awesome of oil spill type effects are. We're gonna turn right. So we're in Vancouver. Here it is. It's a fairly detailed default airport, and I think I have my parking brakes on. The fact that the parking brake didn't somehow stop the pushback is well, I don't know why that is. So 8 right is actually this one here, and we're going to take that exit just there, and we're going to fly down like that. Let's just check the plane, but it's not going out of control. We're going to sit and be plane now. And just shift and P. I've actually got my yoke back. Finally, I had a couple of issues with it, but I've got it back, which is good. I'm going to also show you guys just FSX. You don't see all the desktop stuff. Gonna start the timer on my yoke. Go. Once I know roughly so I know how long the flight is, so I can basically time myself. That's pretty much what you would normally do from the start of taxi. I should have done that. Airplanes normally have 2 timers. You'll notice there's a little red one here, and there's probably another red one over there, and here. One is for flight time, one is for aircraft time, if you like. So the moment you step into the airplane, you'll start that time, the left timer, and then on the right timer you put how long you've been flying. So we're pretty much, well, I'm doing it from the moment we start taxi. I wouldn't actually class a pushback as taxi. Yes, no, I wouldn't class pushback as taxi, because when you're talking to ATC, you'll have to request clearance for pushback, then taxi. So that's why I wouldn't class pushback as taxi. It's the start of a taxi, I guess. But yes, anyway, we don't need to go into any detail. I'll tell you a lot more about FSX Steam Edition, FSX, and the add-ons I have and stuff. To make my game look how it does. At the moment, it doesn't look that phenomenal. It's just default airport, and it looks okay, I guess. I'll tell you more about FSX Steam Edition. What you can expect to come. A bit more about the approaches and other add-ons related to FSX Steam Edition, which you buy in Steam. It's not like you can get loads of add-ons outside of Steam. It's actually cost me £10 of a day to purchasing this, which is pretty good. However, the standard price is £20, so I got it on a bit of a discount deal. I'm sure any of you who have FSX Steam Edition and have seen this will know it's been on sale since it's been released. I hate taxiing on this plane. It seems to always want to go lots of different places, which I don't like. Oh god, I wish I never did that. So yeah, you can really see what Rex does with the taxi lines. I've made it look a little bit more modern. This is actually the concrete texture. You'll see some fantastic mountain textures, hopefully, as we land in Castlegar. I've never landed there before, and I've never taken off from here before. So that's partly why I bought it. I could easily look at the manual, plan the route myself, and do the other bits. And then you can also use I'll tell you that in a minute. And yeah, plan it myself with PFPX, and then just put it into Flight Simulator. However, I didn't want to do that. I said I was going to no, it doesn't matter. But I just wanted some variation. I didn't want to have to look up every time the manual. So yeah, I just wanted a little bit of variation. I'm not even sure if you can look up the manual without actually purchasing the game. I'm sure the game add-on. I'm sure you probably can if someone's posted a link somewhere. But anyway, I'm gonna take a right just here. It's going to take us on to 8 right. We don't need the full runway. It's only a small, very light aircraft. I'm not sure how much fuel we have. I suspect if we have fuel. Actually, let's just check quickly. Just gonna set a parking brake on here and go to fuel and payload. We can't actually change it, so hopefully that means that it's given us an amount of fuel which it feels is necessary for the flight. Oh shit! Whoops! No! Shit! Whoops! Crumbs! Right, I need to. Wow! Oh wow! Oh God's sake! That's so annoying. Fuel. God! Oh, here we go. I actually have no idea how much fuel we have in comparison to the tanks, if that is a lot or not. £5,000, £6,000 doesn't actually seem like that much fuel. Actually, I need to change that easy dock stuff. Anyway, let's put our engines at 25% and take off. We are going to fly this autopilot. It puts a route in for you, if you haven't noticed already. We've got a route here. It says we're about, what, 6.7 nautical miles away from our first waypoint. And after that, it's about a 25 nautical mile sort of jump, if you like, to the next one. And then off we go. That's probably where I'll pause the recording. So get nicely lined up here. Gonna straighten up the airplane before we take off. Okay, let's stabilise at 50. %, that is. It's actually 55. Never mind. Gonna put it up to full. We're going to use a trim to take off today, so I'm hardly going to pull back on the yoke. I will do a little bit, but not that much. It's just check our speeds, which is good. We put landing gear up, put that up, stick altitude on, autopilot on. Oh sugar, I think I forgot to set flaps, so well. Oh, of course nav on as well. And we'll probably start to turn right, yeah, which we do. Good. Believe that is everything. You can see all that beautiful water, that's also wrecks. So a lot of the ground textures are wrecks, not these kind of ground textures, so land textures are pretty much all orbx and stuff. So there we go, telling us the sun's wrecks, water's wrecks, all the runways and stuff are all wrecks, so it provides a major, I'm sure if you've heard of it before you're aware of that anyway. Gonna put the speed up a touch, eh? 190. Good. Transition is 18,000, which I already said is always the case in America. Sun does look kind of strange, I might change it out at some point. Looks pretty nice. The Winter Olympics were as we turn around, Winter Olympics, I'm pretty sure was held in this.
27,000 feet.
27,000. Okay. So I'm pretty sure the Winter Olympics was held in that area in a minute. So we're turning towards that anyway. So. So yeah, this isn't just a dangerous approach, so don't get fooled by the name. It is a full flight. Every single flight is a full flight. They range from 15 minutes to 3 hours, so there's a good variation. There's 20 of them. So yeah, like I pretty much decided to get it. It was on 50%. I was juggling on whether to buy it or not, because it's something you can easily do yourself. So yeah. Anyway, I decided to give it a go. I saw a review on it, if you like. It was like a review by Frugal, and so yeah, I thought, I asked him. I said, "Is it worth it, even if you have flight hours under your belt?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's a lazy way. It is a lazy way of getting from A to B." But also, it gives me a chance to explore some of the other airports like FSX. I don't know that many airports. I know a few in Europe, and some of the major ones in the US, like, you know, JFK, LAS, LAX, you know, all those type of ones. Then of course you know tons in Europe. I probably know at least one airport in every single country in Europe, and of course in the UK I know more. And then you have airports like Dubai, which I have seen for by FLYTAMPA. And yeah, so it is a lazy way of planning routes, which is pretty awesome. It means you can get up and go. It doesn't mean that you're like sort of, you don't have to use PFPX every time to plan a flight and all that kind of stuff. You can pretty much get up and go, which I've got to say I quite like. We are going to change this slightly though. We're gonna plonk our view like so. God damn, I actually do need to change the views though, the view system in FSX, because I accidentally set all my controls to default. Let's just have a look around the cockpit so I can familiarise myself. So of course that's your autopilot, that's your navigation stuff. Got all your lights here. Okay, so of course I probably forgot to turn on the landing lights. Now I'm not entirely sure where they are. Lights, here you go. Oh, is that landing? Oh no, they're taxi. Navigation lights. I suspect that is a landing light. That, yeah, that, of course that's a landing lights. So we don't actually need that on at the moment. Oh well. Yeah, right, you've got our main flight instrument panels here. You can see it's telling us our current time. It's 8:21 in the morning. I believe it's set automatically. Yes, it is set automatically, as in it's automatically being set, not as if, yeah, so that's not the time in real life, if it was to be the time. So we've got 15.1 nautical miles to ferry. Just zooming in on the landing lights here. Some other stuff here. Pitch trim, it's changing all the time because we've got autopilot on. Other stuff as well. Aileron trim. Alright, cool, that could be useful for you've got relevant gear stuff. Speed brakes, so look, I can slide my speed brakes up and down. I'm not going to though because it'll upset the aircraft. Oh, hang on, does this that also do? Oh, that's also nav as well. That's cool. Right window. Then I have a co-pilot seat here, which, God, it's so strange flying on this side. I just feel like I'm much more closer to this wall. And actually I'm not. This plane's strange. It is strange. It feels slightly, I don't know, it feels elongated. Oh well. Let's take a look outside. Ooh. Look, you can just see the train tearing or whatever. It looks pretty nice, I must admit. Scenery is pretty incredible. I quite like it. So we've got Orbex, FTX, Global Vector, and EU. Not the EU matters here, being the States. I haven't got any Orbex scenery. There is one from Montreal, but well, that's about it. There might be one for Vancouver. Of course, you've got that view there. Oh, do you get it? Oh. Oh, very strange. Anyway, we are 20 minutes in, so I am going to pause the recording fairly soon. However, so actually I'll tell you a bit more about this in the next part, because it'll probably be a rant of about 10, or it's not a rant, but it's just me going on for about 10 minutes. And I need to change my controls, because as you can see, if I go like that, it's all fairly horrible. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to leave you with this view, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.